Quick take. I saw that Noma was closing its doors, and part of the reason was cited that it's just unsustainable to run a fine dining restaurant. Now, a guy like Rene Redzepi, who's accomplished so much, and he's accomplished, winning the best restaurant in the world 5 times. I think he had 2 Michelin stars forever and just got 3, even though he should have had 3 a long time ago. But he's pretty much one of the more innovative chefs in the last 20 years, 30 years. I read in the article that people give him a hard time for, first of all, being, overbearing or hardcore boss. Like, that's understandable. Most chefs that demand perfection are. But the other thing that blew my mind is people actually complain that people work for free there. That they've been taking a lot of heat for the fact that they don't pay their staff. Well, it's like working for free at Noma is not the same as working for free at Chili's, okay? This is the best restaurant in the world. When I was starting out in kitchens, long before, there was a Relais and Chateau restaurant in Vancouver. It was probably the best restaurant in Vancouver and one of the best in Canada. It was called Lumiere. And I started by working for free. And that's because I was like 14 years old and I barely knew how to chop an onion. And I think I worked there for free for a couple years on weekends. But guess what? I would never be allowed in there if I had to be paid. It's not worth the restaurant's money because you're basically, you might be a kid who's full of beans and wants to learn, but you're sitting there and you don't have any skills. So I just don't understand this take where, like, with expensive high-end food that costs a lot of money, where you're working with the best ingredients in the world, surrounded by the best chefs in the world, and you're some like 21-year-old kid out of culinary school, you kind of expect to get paid, right? Even if you just take a flyer and live in a flat and lose money for 6 months working there, it's worth the time, especially if you're young, right? It's just an investment. So, the alternative is, like, you can go and spend $100,000 to go to the CIA culinary school, right? Or you can go work at Noma, right? And now what happens is everyone gives these restaurants a hard time. And then, what they said in the article is, the New York Times article, like, Rene is trying to pay all his interns a minimum wage or a basic wage, and his overhead adds another 50 grand a month. And it becomes sort of unsustainable to run a restaurant of that quality where you literally need 50 people, like, peeling grapes and, slivering almonds to make the food that makes the restaurant what it is, right? But people just completely miss the concept here, okay? Working at Noma for free is not like working at other restaurants in the world for free. If somebody asks you to work at Waffle House or Chili's, or if somebody asks you to work at Shake Shack for free, then yeah, they're screwing you. But if you're talking about the top 0.0000001% of experts in the world,